This has music. What is up, YouTube? It is Onion Bomb here, and welcome back to another Honkai Impact 3rd reaction video. Is this considered reaction? I don't know. I'm going to be reading, I think. This is another Honkai Impact 3rd video. My last few ones have been me playing the game, uploading the VODs of when I played the game whenever. It was a bit ago at this point. But this point, for this, I've been saying I wanted to get into like the manga stuff. I was sent a list of, the things to play. Play, watch, read. I'm sorry. It's any form of media. Something Honkai can be consumed from it. But in order to read, and this was the first one, Entropy Beta. I don't know if it's a beta. I think it's like a visual novel kind of thing. I don't know. I'm a little nervous getting in this. I don't know why. It's just because I don't know. I'm not the greatest reader. I don't know. I know that sounds weird. I've said it before. I'm just not the greatest reader. Reading aloud type of thing. And I don't know if reading something is even gonna be a crazy reaction video. I don't know, but we're gonna try this out. I don't know if I'm gonna finish this today or if this is gonna take a bit. I may have just started a whole new journey when it comes to the manga thing, which I'm gonna try and do this with the gameplay and keep up the Honkai Impact 3rd stuff. I've started the Star Rail stuff, but we're keeping up the Honkai Impact 3rd stuff as well. So yeah, this is really cool though. It's just a website that has music. Yeah, let's get started here. I have heard about some of these throughout all the Homu Labs and lore videos I've seen. But yeah, oh, you save and stuff? Oh, interesting. Wait, can I full screen this? I can. Okay. There is something I might take a look at a little bit later. We'll see though. The car finally stopped. The car door opens. Oh, there's sound effects as well. Cold air rushes in, carrying with it the acrid stench of tobacco. Achoo! I, deep male voice. Dot, dot, dot. Get out of the car. Oh, is that the get out of my car now? You are in a hospital. You know what I mean? Oh. I subconsciously reach for the right door only to find it closed. You're left. Left! The male grunts impatiently. Obediently, I feel my way towards the other side of the car, bend over like a shrimp. Fearing that my head would strike the door frame, I dare not straighten my back till I have taken 2 or 3 steps out of the car. Not that I have a choice. What kind of person puts a black bag over someone's head? Oh. I was wondering, are we blind? We're kidnapped right now. Move. The source of the voice grabs my arm and without warning wrenches me forward. He's rather strong. Must be quite a burly chap. Thump. The sound of a car door slamming behind me. The sound of a starting engine. Oh, even a shake. Ah! A momentary lapse of focus, and I slip falling to the ground like an idiot. You fool, watch where you're going. If only I could actually see where I'm going. Oh my. The ground feels sodden. And thank you. I know you said bless you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. And if you did, I'm thanking you anyhow. Because why not? But for real though, I had all day to sneeze, and I choose like what's 5 minutes in this reading video now. The ground feels sodden, and the air wafting from the cold earth saps what little heat remained inside the legs of my trousers. And so I walk. For how long? I don't know. I wonder what we are right now. It says I saw in the beginning, I think it was, I know the blue hair, I think is Einstein, and I forget, I recognize, I forget her name. When it comes to me, it's like, My surroundings grow quieter and quieter. I vaguely hear the mournful hootings of owls. It feels... No, they're not planning to dispose of me, are they? After all, I am an important specimen, so they went there. Wait. In front of me, it sounds like someone is writing or scribbling on something. Emotionless female voice. You may go back now. A female voice, calm to the point of apathy. She doesn't sound very old. Perhaps a secretary of some sort. Yes, miss. The big hand latched onto my arm finally releases its grip. I hear the flapping sound of a windbreaker, then the sound of footsteps slowly fading away. Oh! Greenwich Mean Time, October 20th. October 20, 22:57. That's like military time. That's 10:57? Or not, wait. Is that 10 or 9:57? It's 0. 0 is actually 0, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 12, 13, 14, 15. I don't know. That 22:57. If you're rocking with military time, you know that. I don't. But thank you for bearing with us, little lab rats. Before I could even prepare myself, the hood on my head is silently whisked away with a swoosh. So we got Einstein here, I'm pretty sure. I don't know why I'm down myself. I know Impact Third. I know Ball. The drawstring elastic near the mouth of the hood had scraped violently against my nose. Now it stings. Quiet. The messy-haired girl calmly commands me. Follow me. Isn't this, Welt's girl? I feel like. She doesn't even give me the chance to get a proper look at her face. Well, I mean, I got a proper look because I've been watching videos about this, and she's been standing there the whole time. But I was too slow. She too knows that I have nowhere else to run. A university campus. Harsh light from street lamps scatter off the bitumen, casting eerie shadows. I see pale lighting from a building up ahead, and it reminds me of those terrible experiments. As I walk unable to stop, I begin to imagine myself as the desperate, pathetic figure fleeing from my life. Fingers chewed raw. Clothes torn to shreds. Hysterically screaming. Deliriously waving my hands about. To be eventually shot down with a tranquilizer gun. Or worse, where you shall hear the howls of desperation and see the ancient spirits in their pain. What's that? As each of the laminates in the second death. Oh, note. The quotation recalled by our protagonist is from Dante's Divine Comedy. Malibu, translate Inferno. Okay. Whoa. Don't be afraid. The vibe switch there. Alright, don't be afraid. This place is different from the other laboratories. She sees through me. Straight to the anxiety within my heart. Imperial Institution Lab 42. She's starting to smile now. She speaks as if to herself. Welcome home. Home? Sit. The girl points to the sofa in the entrance hall. Tea or coffee? I'll have some coffee. I'm not the biggest tea drinker. Well, I'm not the biggest coffee drinker either, but if I had between the two, I'll go with coffee. Unless we're talking cold beverage, I like iced tea way better than iced coffee, I think. But if we're talking if you just have some water, I'll go with that if you don't mind, Einstein. Use a refill. Yeet! Oh! I went on that. Almost looked like I went in, but well, I didn't. I recommend tea. The air in London is terrible. Oh, you're in London? No wonder you're recommending tea. The British got to you. You have free will. You don't have to submit to that. I'm kidding. So some may vibe the tea. I particularly don't. But to each their own. Einstein. She suddenly and solemnly speaks in German. Einstein? One stone? Dr. Einstein. Israel Albert Einstein. She points to herself and then to me. Your name? Onion Bomb. Omega 1. It's in my files. Oh, Omega 1 is not a human name. Then I don't have one. So Omega 1. How inconvenient. She shakes her head. Even so, I can't do anything about that. After all. Welt. W-E-L-T. I feel this name is just right for you. Oh! Really? I did not think we were Welt right now. Any name would do. W, Welt equals world. Indeed, as an outcast of the world, to have such a name. I think the volume should be good. I was looking at maybe a little bit loud on the music, so I just turned it down a little bit. Hopefully I didn't murk it, but on the going off the meters, it was looking like it was getting a little loud. So hopefully I didn't kill anything. Hopefully it wasn't killed to begin with. Hopefully everything was good. But to have such a name would be the most amusing. Most amusing. Now then, let's go through your physical checkup, Welt. Okay. Once again, I'll need to put on a lot of electrodes. Perhaps a blood draw and even a bone marrow biopsy. Well, I'm used to it all by now. No need to no need to get up. Just stay put. Show me your soul. Oh. Soul? I'm a soul man. Take off your shoes and socks. I need to thoroughly examine your soul. Oh, like the soul on the shoe. Hey, I'm actually not wearing shoes, and so I never wear shoes and socks indoors because well, shoes. You know, who wears shoes indoors? And then at least like in the house. And then socks, like socks are just a little too hot for me. I prefer like the let the dogs breathe, And I would show proof, but because we're in the lovely year of 2026, the internet, what they did defeat, I can't do that anymore, and I don't want to give the people that kind of enjoyment for no reason. And they like. At this point, YouTube might even take it down. I don't know. I don't see feet like that. But hey, to each their own, I guess. But sometimes it's like, oh, you have a crazy own. What for? It's getting very late. We should finish up and rest soon. Huh? One can precisely and intuitively determine the state of someone's health by looking at their soul. Also, the inspection process is rather quick. Just grab a toothbrush and brush you up a bit. That should do. Toothbrush? Wait. You mean we can just calmly waltz off to bed after that? Correct. Your comprehension skills are remarkable. That doesn't make any sense. Indeed. Huh? Seeing Walt so depressed, Dr. Einstein decided she'd tell a joke to lift her spirits. Bro, what is happening? What the hell is wrong with this doctor? You'll sleep in room 105 over there. The girl points down a corridor to the side. I live upstairs. Oh. Good night. You can forget your past identity as a little lab rat. Yeah, where did he come from? Who is the person like dragging him out the car? That's just some deep voice. She walks away without a single backward glance, leaving behind a little lab rat rooted to the floor, dumbfounded. This is sick, by the way. Like, this is very sick. I know more in the list. This is probably the only light novel, not light novel, that's visual novel, but I love the visual novel stuff of this, but the other one's probably gonna be, just manga, like page to page. But yeah, this is cool so far. This is cool. It has a save and load option, so I'm assuming this is gonna take more than one video to get through. We'll see though. This is cool so far. We got Welt and we got Einstein. And then I think maybe at the end, towards the end, I might there's like I said, there's some document thing I got sent. I'll maybe check out after this. I'll have to see about that. See how how much I get lost in the sauce. I think it's gonna take a bit to get through. So yeah, we'll just see. But for now, for the next little bit, let's get to this. Where Welt is labeled as I. ... The man now named Welt couldn't understand what just happened. Ever since the day he started forming memories again, nobody else had so casually given him such a baffling degree of freedom, even though the day he started remembering was not that long ago. It was this same season 3 years ago when he first opened his eyes to the scene of chaos. Oh, and the Honkai, like eruption, like the first or second, I forget which one. Unfamiliar men and women were inspecting him, asking him all sorts of questions. Questions that one would ask a lost child. What's your name? Oops, can we go back, please? Oh yeah. What's your name? Where do you live? What is your nationality? It was a strange feeling. You undoubtedly knew all the answers, yet you could not congeal or solidify those answers in your brain. It was as if all the neurons that wove the sea of your name, your memories, were fried. I don't know. This was the one response that the young man could muster. He could still remember how to speak, yet he didn't know whether this was something he should be grateful for. German, English, Russian, Latin, even Japanese and Chinese. He couldn't remember. This was the one response that the young man could muster. He could still remember how to speak, yet he didn't. Oh, I thought we complete. I was rereading it. So it was Japanese, German, English, Russian, Latin, Japanese, Chinese. He couldn't remember how he came to understand so many languages. Okay, that makes more sense. That was the we just. Who am I? He quite naturally retorted with such a question. We don't know either, the others replied. Then they unleashed a torrent of conversation, though they might as well have been speaking to themselves. Schicksal, our destiny, a secret organization with a long history. The true masters of the world, the saviors of humanity. Honkai, the collapse, the one calamity that science has yet to explain completely since the dawn of time. The dawn of civilization. It has polluted the human world, transforming peaceful creatures into terrifying demons. These monsters are Honkai beasts. In their alien plastic flesh, strike fear into all of us, into us all. Myself, I, who lost my memory, was the sole survivor of a Honkai event. Its location was Berlin, where it had originated from some multi-storied building. My body within this fortunate body of mine hides a great secret. For the sake of saving more people, I must accept their plans for experimentation on my body. It's my only option. 1 month, another month, month after month, 1 year, another year, year after year. The young man, codenamed Omega 1, was taken from one laboratory to another to repeat the exact same thing over and over again. To bear the unbearable, suffer the insufferable. Please cooperate with us. Please consider it for the sake of humanity. These are unavoidable side effects. Dang, so this is what they're telling Welt when they're experimenting on him. He didn't even know his name at first. Of course, some of this stuff was touched upon. I've seen so many videos about Welt and everything, but sometimes I get I watched a lot, but the information sometimes goes so fast, or it was only mentioned once. Sometimes it's not all there at the disposal to see it like this again. It's like, dang. Also, I realized that my webcam for this it may be covering some stuff. I guess you just have to trust me to read it to you. A flock of lunatic scientists saving humanity and whatnot. It's all just a load of hogwash. Did you not say that I am a fortunate survivor? Then why do I have to needlessly suffer through such manner of misfortune? The humanity that you repeated emphasize. Who are they? Where is your humanity? were moments where I really wanted to just die and be done with it. If it wasn't for that chatterbox who kept checking in on me. To Omega, a good October to you. Time flies. This would already be my 22nd letter to you. Last time I had finished telling you the story of the Lady Saint. But before I seek new stories to regale, let us first discuss what is happening around us. I have already heard of the terrible incident in September, and I apologize on their behalf. Well, it just so happens that there is a new laboratory. I anticipate you with will be able to transfer it to it soon. Whether the circumstances will be more favorable than your previous lab, that I cannot say for certain, because from what I heard, the new person in charge is a lady with a rather earnest personality. However, I must inform you from the standpoint of Schicksal, all the experiments you've been through have been for the continued survival of certain species on this planet. One so-called Homo sapiens, hence your continued and necessary suffering. The world will always treat some people unfairly, and this is something none of us can really change. It has already been 3 years since the disaster in Berlin. The city has already begun its reconstruction. The people will slowly forget the horrors of that night. Yet we all know that at this present moment, a sinister power continues to grow and fester within the rift of space-time. It spared you back then, but it did not spare the others. If we are able to truly fathom the logic behind this phenomenon, then we Homo sapiens will be able to live up to our name, to our sapience, to conquer the natural world. Then no one will ever need to spend another day living in fear or delusion, deceiving themselves and others. Yes, this is most unfair to you. In fact, the most recent events have been particularly unjust to you. But if only for my sake, I hope you can understand and forgive everything. The fate of all humanity, in a certain sense, rests upon your shoulders. Oh, the full government name for Homo. P.S. Concerning your background before your memory loss, as far as I know, the relevant department should still be looking into this. But as you may already recognize, it has been more than 3 years since the incident, and the possibility of getting any results will only become slimmer with time. But I don't believe that so-called child of Honkai theory. You can't be a Hersher, right? Perhaps the arrival of new technology will bring about some unexpected turnaround of this whole situation. Who knows? The new laboratory really isn't that bad. In fact, I believe when you get there, you'll be quite willing to cooperate with them. Trust me. Your old pal, Clown Alpha. 1955 10-2. Interesting. Clown Alpha. Huh. That guy, he sounded so casual. Yet, I'm sure everyone has their own problems to deal with. This the room? A lot of white. Like, almost too much. Like, solitary confinement? Like, couldn't the current at least be, like, maybe, like, a green or something? Or, like, we have, like, normal wood furniture? Maybe, like, the seat is black, but... I think they need a little bit more color in this room. Just a little bit. Not enough so you don't go crazy. After, well, seems to be doing alright in Star Rail and later on in Impact 3rd, so I guess he didn't go crazy from this room. After all, he was just some anonymous pen pal arranged for me by some anonymous bigwig. But his story about a certain Saint Callan did touch me. I definitely had not planned on paying such attention to that type of propaganda or political drive. Oh, Trevor. Oh. Is the pen pal Otto? I guess. Since when did I start looking forward to his monthly story updates? Oh, he gave Walt monthly story updates. And because Saint Callan, calling her a saint, that has to be Otto. 105. A musty smelling wooden doors carelessly left ajar. Left ajar? Shouldn't it be a door then? Sorry. This must be the room where the strange girl has allowed me to spend the night. The lifeless linen curtains, the wall that seems more at home at a more mortuary. Indeed, this is a decor most befitting of a laboratory. What is that? I didn't even notice that. Oh, maybe there's a little bit of color. Still not that much. Is that bread on a plate? What is that? There's bread and snacks on this desk. Are they for me to eat? I would imagine, but how long have they been there? And what even is that? What is that? Is that like a meat stick or something? Like a Slim Jim? I don't know. It comes in like a wrapper though. Munch, munch. My God. What in this? What's in this slice of bread? Is it the best thing since sliced bread? Is that where it came from? Did Walt just invent that saying it's the best thing since sliced bread? How can it be so delicious? Is an indescribable aroma of mushrooms. And this bacon that tastes just perfect. Where is the bacon in the room? What? I don't see the bacon. Is that supposed to be bacon? What? Well, I think you've been wherever you've been to. They did too many tests on Well. I'm not seeing bacon. There are simply no words to describe this rich and mellow aftertaste. Whoa, we're shaking. How can it be so delicious? Oh, right, man. Well, it's just a piece of white bread. Like, this poor man. It's great to be alive, indeed. Whoa. Bruh, this is the greatest piece of bread of all time. I think this is where this phrase gets invented. This is the greatest thing since sliced bread. Munch, munch. Munch, 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 munch. Munchin'. He's munching. Munch, 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 munch. Bro, there was one singular piece of bread. I don't even... If one munch is one bite, I think we have too much. Alright. I got a piece of bread. You know, I gotta see what he's... Maybe I'm sleeping on bread. Or maybe I like... There's a Mandela effect going on where like bread is just got so much better. I gotta see what the hype is about. Oh, he's right. I'm kidding. It's good. But not all that. But I'll eat it. She's kind of hit. Unironically is kind of hidden right now. I don't know why. Yeah, well, definitely was hungry. I mean, perfectly in character. Munch, munch, munch. I don't have any bacon, unfortunately. It looks like a cylinder and comes in a plastic bag. That we're gonna have to use our imagination for. I, of course, always eat this bread, but I'm actually not joking. This is actually it's tasting a lot better than just like eating a piece of bread. I imagined it to. Maybe Welt is onto something. ... Yeah, some fire bread. And thus fully satisfied, having indulged in a delicacy of unsurpassed quality. Okay, we're getting back to the overhypeness. Walt sinks into a deep slumber. The next day, we had the birds. There was a heavy rainstorm in the middle of the night. Opening the windows, one can sense the air is especially fresh and clean, leading one to doubt that this place could have ever been the birthplace of the Industrial Revolution. Sleeping with like the rain, maybe not thunder if it's like really loud, because that's a little like loud for sleeping, obnoxious, but I like the ambient rain noise at night. Sometimes like the thunder and the storm as well, but sometimes when it's like really close, right above the house, and like it's a little like, okay, I mean, maybe that's a little much. You can get farther away; it'll be a little more relaxing. Not far from here, perched on the tree branches, are several sparrows chirping constantly, having a lively discussion about the sun as it rises above the horizon. At the first glimmer of dawn, a butterfly emerges from some dark crevice, languidly crawling across the window frame. Hey. The butterfly beats its wings twice, then disappears into the azure sky. As the sunshine pierces the trees, leaves, and thickets to spill upon his body, the young man can feel the hard lump within his heart begin to thaw and dissolve. Hey! What an incredible evening. What an incredible morning. Who's saying hey? How long has it been since I experienced such peaceful tranquility? Whether it be wind or rain, or the song of birds, of the buzzing drones of flying insects. At this very moment, even if there were some loud commotion, it wouldn't matter too much. Oi, I'm speaking to you! And I think he got slapped. The young man felt a heavy blow strike the back of his head. And now it's oh so dark. Did he get knocked out? What? Why have the sparrows flown to the top of my head? And why are they doing circles around it now? Really? Are you deaf? I called you several times already. You're lucky that I had the goodwill to pry the door open and charge in. Alright, this was who I forget the name of. I'm hoping they'll put a name to her I can remember. I'm still trying to remember. The assailant, a red-haired girl with twin ponytails, fiercely scolds the young man who had fallen and is now seated on the ground, staring at the birds above his head. She also happens to be wearing a white lab coat. But here she is. Oh, and we get a Welt. So yeah, this is young Welt, very young Welt. I figured as much. But yeah, this is young Welt. You are, no one introduced me. As she reaches mid-sentence, the eyes of the twin-tailed girl wander and fall upon the empty plate. Quietly, it sits on the only desk in the room. Twin Tails closes her eyes with utmost concentration. She brings her nose towards it and sniffs. Was he not supposed to eat the bread? Hey, listen. Whatever was going to happen with that bread, whatever the plan was, Welt wanted it more. I promise you. well appreciated it more. There is not a sole person that would want that bread as much as Whelp did. I promise you. It went to a good cause. It went to a good thing. Do not get mad if that's where we're going. Or you didn't eat something made of truffles, did you? I forgot it was like there was some mushroom aspect to it as well. Truffle? The plate was originally filled with bread slices mixed with some kind of mushroom. Is this truffle you speak of some kind of mushroom? So there were multiple slices mixed with, okay. So maybe it just wasn't like a piece of, it looked like just a piece of bread. Maybe it was, I don't know. Maybe it was smack. Maybe it is smacking one. She did call in the beginning, like, oh, hey, he was zoned out. Why would they put food in a room and say, go in there, and you're not allowed to eat it? The only thing I know is, like, hotels do that, and you're allowed to eat it, you just have to pay for it. And it's mad money, too. The twin-tailed redhead rolls her eyes and almost faints. Some kind of mushroom? You're telling me that truffles are merely some kind of mushroom? Damn it, doesn't that mop-head idiot think so too? She has just discovered that beside the empty plate, there are also several other knickknacks of a suspicious nature sitting on the desk. Comfit, atomic fireball, dark chocolate. How can one mix truffles together with such cheap, inferior snacks? As she examines the sweets, she begins unwrapping and tossing them into her mouth. That is, until she notices something in the corner of the room. Oh, what's this? A welcome card? It turns out that greeting cards are indeed inedible. The young man by the window suddenly screams in delirium. What trick are you pulling this time? The young man shouts incoherently as if he has given up all sense of dignity. Before long, he is clasping his head in surrender, pulling himself into shape of a ball? The young woman seems to have understood something. May I open and take a look? The red-haired assailant changed her tone, speaking as if she were an actor in a radio drama. Caught in a trance, the young man sees the illusion of a candle and a whip appear before him. To the most respectable Mr. Omega 1, greetings. Because I do not know your name, I will address you as such for now. And for this, I am truly sorry. Why have you never been this polite with me? The matter of her the matter of her comment is reminiscent of a jealous father-in-law. From today onwards, you are a member of the Imperial Institution, Lab 42. Of course, our laboratory has nothing to do with the British government, but is instead an independent organization under the direct authority of Shixel headquarters. Unlike other laboratories equipped with heavy physico-chemical faculties, we research a institution based on Galois theory, analysis, and turning machine simulation so it will not have much of a visual impact on your life or well-being. Omega 1, what she has written here, do you understand? What you may not know is that I have been paying close attention to you since the disaster 3 years ago. You as a specimen, you as a life, you as a human being. In a sense, your existence has already left an indelible mark on my life. Whoa, arg! The red-haired assailant, suddenly loses all composure, wildly waving a clenched fist in the air. Damn it, despicable, bloody despicable! This is most certainly intentional harassment. I bet she absolutely intended for me to read this. You! She points with 2 fingers and glares contemptuously at the young man huddled on the floor. Yes? Are you also familiar with this kind of saucy wordplay? Here, besides a research lifestyle, there can be no other hidden motives, okay? Of course, no matter what it sounds like, yesterday was my first time meeting her. The poor young man, now with his face completely flushed, seems even less persuasive. The glare of the twin-tailed girl is so terrifying, it is as though her eyes could fire death lasers at any moment. The way you read it out, I too felt very humiliated. The young man dares not to make eye contact with her, hugging his head as he pours more fuel on the fire with his poor choice of words. The girl takes a moment to glare at the young man with a look of one gazing upon garbage before closing her eyes. And the vibe shifts. Forget it. I'll let this slide for now. But if I ever find you harboring any impure intentions, this lady here will be the first to castrate you. Alright. Whoa, wait just a minute. Continue. I know the people you have just met may not be particularly convincing, but please believe in this. It is here that you will build a brand new life for yourself. In gourmet dining we trust. Dr. Lizerl Albert Einstein. After grudgingly reading through the final details of the card, the disgruntled twin-tailed girl finally remembers something. Oh, I finally remembered something too. Is her name Tesla? Am I remembering it? I think it's Dr. Tesla. That sounds familiar. By the way, you don't recognize who I am, do you? With hesitation and fear, the young man nodded. I remember just in time. Let me introduce myself. Yeah, Nikola Tesla. You can just call me Tesla. I remembered at the last second. I knew her. So Tesla and Einstein. Because they're named after, like, the real people. Simply put, all you need to know is that I am also one of the directors of this lab. Those mushrooms you ate, they were my private property and they were very dear to me. Do you understand? Well, then, that's unfortunate, but there was clearly some miscommunication because that was either Einstein's fault, assigning wealth to a room with knowing that this is in there, or I don't know, are they roommates? I don't know that many people. I don't think they're roommates, but sorry. He very much enjoyed it though. Like, you can't even be mad. Like, he probably enjoyed it more than you would have. She angrily seizes the young man's shirt. Oh no, not the shirt. Young Walt's coat. Interesting. It's kind of similar to the male Trailblazer coat in Star Rail. Unless I'm just... Maybe that's just me. I mean, I might be kind of tripping a bit, but like, I don't know. It made me think of it. And that maybe that's just my mind though. It could just be my mind, but it made me think of it. Let's go. There are already people in the living room. People? I mean that gourmet food thief. Who else? Oh, good morning. You know what? Let me see if I can do this just real quick. Yeah, that's just to show you guys that I moved my webcam for a second. How he's like getting dragged along. Good morning, Dr. Tesla. How was today's breakfast? Good morning. Tugging at Welt's collar, Twin Tails pouts and toots disapprovingly. You vile bitch. How can you pretend everything is fine? It seems the sausage quiche suits your appetite. That is most wonderful indeed. Despite being rudely berated, the girl with the mop-shaped hair continues to recline peacefully on the sofa and with an air of indifference bites into a pastry sandwich. Well, after all, it's filled with grease and packed with energy. Hey, no, don't you change the subject. Psst. Psst. You are rather lively today, Dr. Tesla. If it wasn't for you, you're treacherous thief. Thief? Dr. Einstein doesn't quite understand what Dr. Tesla is talking about. Don't you play dumb. That bag of truffles, it was you who took it from my room without permission, wasn't it? Oh, so she took food, okay. Mophead immediately begins wagging her index finger back and forth as though she had already an anticipated response. No. Dr. Einstein would like to give a friendly reminder. Even if Dr. Tesla enjoys traveling to Tristol for vacation, it does not mean that the bag of mushrooms is Dr. Tesla's personal property. No, Tristol is a port city on the border between Italy and Slovenia. It was once prosperous as a major port of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. The Friul region to which it belongs is one of the major producers of truffles. The city is also home to International Center for Theoretical Physics. Tesla is Croatian American, and Tristol has a similar climate to her homeland. Okay. You say what? I got those truffles after much blood, sweat, and tears. Are you mistaken? Also, truffles are not mushrooms. You calling them that is a slight on their honor. Ha. Begrudgingly, Mophead lets out a long sigh. The truffles were purchased with laboratory funds. Naturally, they become public property. Any other questions? It's called a loan. I'll pay back next time when I have the money. Make no mistake. If Dr. Tesla continues to persist with her false claims, Dr. Einstein will have no choice but to report this embezzlement of public funds to headquarters. Oh. The corner of Tesla's mouth twitches a few times before she finally chooses to change the subject. This guy locked himself in the bedroom and just sat there in a daze. Made me think he was going to commit suicide. Who's thinking of committing suicide? What? Who? Do you know how many times I knocked on that door, huh? Not to mention you have a history of depression. Sorry, for a moment I was just daydreaming. Forgive him, Dr. Tesla, you're being too anxious. Einstein licks the salt granules off her fingertips. Tsk, you two have this call and response thing going on. Don't tell me you're long-lost lovers. Twin Tail's brow furrows into the shape of a mountain. Dr. Einstein would never find such a pathetic boyfriend. Wow. Dang, I'm hurt on Wilt's behalf, but that's crazy. And that's Cap, because they get together in the end, I think. That is incorrect. How am I? That is incorrect. You surrendered yourself to despair. The unemployed are inclined to abandon themselves to despair. With a puff, Mophead stands up from her sofa nest. So we have decided to give you a job. A job? Lab assistant. Assistant? Basically, you're no longer a little lab rat. You are now our companion. Let us rejoice. Twin Tail speaks with the solemn monotone of one reciting scripture. Dr. Tesla, we need to tell him exactly what he is doing, his specific responsibilities. To put it simply, to serve us and keep us happy. Really, but for example, serve us tea and water, cook our meals, do our laundry, and if nothing is left to do, scrub the floors and brush the toilets. So he's gonna be a maid. What's worse, that or getting experimented out? Mophead clears her throat in a deliberate manner. I'm just joking with a dull, simple, pretty toy boy like you. Even if you had wanted to be our servant, we would never accept you. Ahem. Mophead clears her throat, this time more loudly. Okay, I'll explain it properly. Obviously, I'm normally not this long-winded. Out of nowhere, Twin Tails whisks out a pair of red-framed glasses and reluctantly puts them on. Listen well, toy boy. Generally speaking, the role of a lab assistant is to assist in experiments, obviously. Unfortunately, you are clearly lacking in this capability, aren't you? The young man nods. However, we believe you can improve our work efficiently. Not only that, but you will also do yourself some good. The young man tilts his head, looking somewhat lost and vacant. Your job is to plan our days off work, arrange our leisure and entertainment. Saves us from working so hard for our vacation, only to have waste more brainpower deciding our entertainment. Of course, you may also participate in said activities. Doesn't sound too bad, does it? Is there anything I haven't explained clearly? Again, to put it in simple terms, your job is to take us out to have fun, but don't disturb us during work hours. Go idle by yourself in the library or just go casual stroll around the place. But don't go strolling so far as to make this organization think you're going to escape. We don't want to have to deal with the plain-clothed coppers. Is it okay or not? If you don't agree, we can always send you back, alright? Hey, you stupid? Begrudgingly, the girl with the red-rimmed spectacles waves her hand in front of the young man's eyes. You can't see me. And his name is John Cena. Dr. Einstein believes that Welt is simply going through a state of shock and astonishment at the news. Liza, are you some troll from the Lord of the Rings? Stop using Doctor this or Doctor that to address us. It's getting very annoying. J.R.R. Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings was first published in the United Kingdom on July 29th, 1954. In the form of its first volume, The Fellowship of the Ring. Tolkien had planned to compel The Lord of the Rings into a singular volume for publication, but the idea could not be realistic because of post-war shortages in material and paper. Interesting. And fun fact, just like a few months ago, I watched the Lord of the Rings movies for the first time. It's been so long. I recorded them, so I'll probably get those reactions up at some point, but I haven't got around to edit them. If anyone is excited for that, it was South Park that actually pushed me to do so. But that's funny. If I any sooner, this would have been like Lord of the Rings spoilers. Not really spoilers, but I didn't expect Lord of the Rings to get mentioned in Honkai. Wait, who's Welt? Oh, she doesn't know. Is it this little boy toy? Yeah, don't call him that. Don't call him little boy toy. Liza, don't tell me that's the name you gave him. Wait, was it me you were referring to as little boy toy? I mean, you're the only boy in the room. What happened? Oh, new chapter! I thought it broke. Interesting. Ooh, okay. I just want to see, like, I want to save it. I think that's where I'm going to stop for today. Yeah, the Imperial Institution. Quick save. Would you like to current? Okay. Well. That was really good so far. Very interesting. I like seeing young Welt, young Einstein, and young Tesla. They're really interesting characters so far. I'm interested to keep this going. I've seen I think a few of these shots in like B-roll of like a Homu Labs video, but never like sat down and read this. So this is like way back. I see how this is the first chronological point of the Honkai like manga material, reading material. I did think there was a visual novel, but I thought it wasn't like translated and wasn't like available anymore. Or maybe I'm thinking of something else, or maybe this is it and it just got translated on a website, but this is a really cool, really good so far. I enjoyed it. Hey, that was fun to go through. You know, I was so hopefully my reading voice is all right. And also like sometimes the text would take a little long to load, so it sounded like I was like kind of stuttering and choppy. But I can sometimes sound like that anyhow reading, so it wasn't that big of a deal. So yeah, hopefully you know, this continues. It said beta. It's called like beta. I don't know if that's in the name, like Entropy, like the beta of Entropy, or it's a beta visual novel, like almost like a demo. I'm not sure. But that's what I'm gonna call it there. The thing I was talking about, like maybe I was gonna peep later. I was sent this PDF file, no diddy, of it looks like the Sea of Quanta kind of thing. Or just like Sea of Quanta, Imaginary Tree, just some like information stuff. Slime Tensei who sent it to me, who like makes all like the playlist and stuff for me. I was gonna put that at the end of this video, but I've been recording for a little bit longer than normal, so I'm gonna wait on that. I am going to probably put that somewhere either at the end of like a gameplay video, or maybe in the next round of this or something. I don't know, but I'm not gonna put it here because I'm gonna I think that's gonna be a little too long. I think that's good. So yeah, just the anti-entropy beta. visual novel. Really good so far. Very, very interesting. And yeah, definitely like, you know, the characters like Einstein and Tesla. You know, I knew about them, but didn't really think too much about them when there's like Kiana and May and, you know, Fuha Bronya, all them. But you know, these characters, they have some nice personality. They have some fight personalities. So I'm glad, cool to see the origins. Poor Walt though, he was experimented on quite a bit, it seems. So maybe we'll learn some more about that. I think. Oh yeah, he's like messaging pen pals with Otto. That's interesting. And he called her Saint Callan. Yeah, that was really good so far. I'm very excited for more of that. And this seems like it's gonna be the start of the journey of Honkai manga reading material. So very, very cool, guys. Hopefully you are down for that. I am going to probably get back to this as quickly as I can, though this is kind of getting, you know, I'm already splitting content on my channel. Like, I got like making sure I upload South Park stuff and Honkai stuff, and then the Honkai, I'm like, alright, splitting already between Impact Third and Star Rail. And then now, like, it's gonna be even more like with like manga stuff and like gameplay stuff. So I don't know. I don't want it to be a while. I'm gonna just try. I'm gonna try my best to get back to this. I will definitely get back to this, but I'm sorry if it takes a while because yeah, there's quite the splitting going on with stuff. There's a lot of content Honkai wise that I want to get up. So, yeah, hopefully it'll all be in a timely manner. We'll see, though. We'll see. For now, though, that is going to do it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Oh, the music in the background, the visuals, the very good touch. You know, I know it's a visual novel, and that's, like, I guess, typical for the medium, but the only really visual novel I've done is, like, Doki Doki Literature Club. So, oh, and I've been sent a couple before, like, as a joke, like the KFC dating simulator and stuff like that. So not too familiar with the visual novel game. So yeah, this was cool though. This was cool. I'm very entertained by this. So now though, thank you guys so much for watching. Like or dislike, subscribe or don't subscribe. You know it's always up to you. I will see you guys in the next video with me. A good boy.